It was early in the second half, and gave them short field position, and they capitalized on the turnover. I think a couple drives later we had the missed snap, and that's another big turnover that they got on their side of the field. So all things considered, though, I mean, the game was still pretty close in the third quarter, and then kind of just got out of hand with a couple of those things. And this happens when you play a really good football team at their place, and we're going to learn from it. We're going to watch the film and get better. But I'm proud of the way the guys fought all the way to the end. Just unfortunate we were on the wrong side of it.
You said that at halftime that you wanted to just stick with the program and just keep grinding. And despite the way the third quarter got away, do you feel like that there was still that satisfactory grind in your team?
Yeah, knowing we are a fourth quarter team all year, and knowing the CFL as well as I do, that there's a lot of time on the clock. So when you're down a couple scores and even three possessions, you're not panicking. But the score got a little bit out of hand towards the fourth quarter, and it was unfortunate that we came in here and just didn't play our best ball. And they were the better team tonight, so all the credit goes out to them. They've been in the Grey Cup the last 3 years for a reason, because they're a really good football team.
You showed your escapability a bunch of times, particularly in the half. How did you just feel physically?
My legs felt fresh because I missed the last 2 weeks, so it was good to get back out there with the guys and compete. Obviously, I wish the result was a little bit better, and not my best for my first game back, but just going to learn from it. But like I said, anytime you're in week 10 and your legs can feel as fresh as they do now, it's a bonus.
Is that what you felt that the game turned and never was?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was just one of those things where you're in the ball game, and then there's a chance for us to make a play, we don't, and get a couple turnovers, and it goes the other way, and it's just kind of steamrolled from there. So it started to go down to players and lose some momentum, and they capitalized on it big time in the fourth, and the result is what it is.
Penalties, how much of a factor was that?
I think it's huge. I mean, we've been great at taking less and less penalties every game, and when you're playing this team, they don't take a lot of penalties, so they don't hurt themselves, and turnover margin needs to be in your favor as well. And when both of those things aren't in your favor, and they're by a wide margin on the penalties, they're not good. And our penalties were pretty crucial too. I mean, there were a lot of 15-yard penalties, which eats up yards, and you can't put yourself behind the 8 ball against good teams, and we did tonight. So at the end of the day, we got to regroup, learn from our film and the experience of this, and get better.
3 turnovers, 3 picks against Zach. That was significant. So what was your defense doing, or what were they doing in the reads that was so?
Well, they fly around and they give different looks, and they're athletic in the back end. And our guys have been doing that kind of stuff all year. So I don't think any quarterback's not susceptible to it. I mean, if you don't see something or you throw an inaccurate pass, our defense generally makes guys pay for it. So I thought they did a great job capitalizing on a couple of his mistakes, and and turned them into big plays for us. Getting the touchdowns, and kept us in the ball game all game, at least into the third quarter, late into the third quarter, and then we just ran out of gas to leave, and couldn't make that one play that could turn them back in our favor.
And speaking of those pick sixes, was Richardson leaves the field on a cart any indication of the seriousness?
We'll look at it. Thankfully, I don't think his leg got caught or anything like that, so I'm hoping there's not a significant amount of damage, but there is obviously going to be something, so we'll make sure we get an MRI and be able to tell a little bit better. I think he's in good spirits right now, but losing him is a big deal for us because he's as dominant as anybody on special teams, and he was just having a niche on our defense as well, where he was making plays and starting to get comfortable. So that'll be a big loss. We'll have to have someone step up in his place for the time being, but obviously hope good news to follow, and we can get him back as soon as possible.
And just a case of his teammate just...
Yeah, it was friendly fire, and sometimes that's the worst when you're not expecting something like that. But again, I didn't see his leg trapped or anything like that. It kind of came back, pretty quick. But obviously, it was very violent, like this game is, and unfortunate. So hopefully, we get good news, like I said, and he'll heal fast and be able to be with us again.
And your Sutton status, Wesley Sutton.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Just we'll have to reassess him and hope that he's good for next week, possibly. But again, we'll have to have guys step up in his place if not. But he's a leader on our defense. He's the captain of our defense, and to lose West in the secondary, where we've had a lot of injuries and young guys playing already, another young guy is going to have to step up, or another vet's going to be hopefully coming back to be able to get back in the lineup.
How did you think Cody did with 2 games off?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was pretty sharp throughout the game. There's always a throw here or a throw there that you'd like to have come back, but for the most part, I thought he made the throws, made the reads. Just kind of ran out of some momentum, or could never make that game-defining play for us to get us, again, momentum. That was what we needed, because our defense was playing so well. You'd like to see our offense do 1 or 2 things to capitalize on some things and on some of the looks that we were getting, and drive the field or make a big play to get us some more points. But I thought he did a pretty good job of standing in there tonight, and obviously take him out at the end when the score's a little bit out of reach. But for the most part, without looking at the film, I was looking at the iPad. I thought he went through his reads and threw the ball well enough for us to do some good things, but not enough.